Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I know you know who I am. I don't think I know any other way to start these things out. Anyway, um, just like to say real quick, I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. Don't know if you exactly know how I work. We all work different. Um, they usually don't give me all the details. They'll give me just enough so you know what she's referring to. Sometimes you'll have to stretch it outside the box a little bit because we don't get all the details. You'll get an idea of what she's referring to anyway. Blech. It's her ball game. It's her show. I let them do whatever they want, say whatever they want within reason. So we're going to check in on your sister. I know you said she was on a vent, but she comes in and she's like, I can breathe. I can breathe. And she takes one of those little oxygen things, and she throws it on the ground. She said, I am so glad this is over. She said it was more of a struggle. Oh, she's going to make me want to cry. It was more of a struggle for her to watch all of you go through what you were going through than it was for her for what she was going through. I said that right. That made sense. You know me, I never make sense. It was harder on her not being able to say anything back to you guys or to you guys, that even though she was still breathing, she knew how you felt. She could feel, she could hear. I promise you 1,000%, they can hear you, they can see you. That's an absolute. Even though she might have still been here, she was, if you want to say she had a toe on the other side or something like that, I don't feel like this is exactly that way. You didn't even have to be there. You could have been at home and you could have been thinking of her, talking to her, whatever, and she could hear you. It's it's pretty cool how it works. So if you ever run into this situation again, which we hope you don't, know that they can hear you. Talk to them. She's saying something about wiggling a finger. That she could wiggle a finger or something, even though, like, I don't know if she was trying to get somebody's attention by wiggling the finger or if she was answering questions by wiggling a finger. That was about all she could accomplish. So she says, if you go somewhere and you see somebody and they're just kind of going like this, they're just randomly, you see somebody do it on TV, you see somebody just fidgeting, know that that's a sign from her. And I asked them for unique signs just for the person that we're doing this for, from them to you. Something unique. Everybody knows about the butterflies and the dragonflies and feathers and stuff. She said she loves you very much. I don't know if you've had a service for her or if she's just talking about, she's not making it clear. If she's just talking about, she's making me want to cry again. If she's just talking about what you're actually thinking about her, or if you're actually physically saying these things to other people, that her heart just gets super big. She just loves you so much that she appreciates all those kind words that you're saying about her. She goes, even though I wanted to kick your ass when we were little. I don't know if she was older or younger than you. She says, so as far as was the right choice made? Absolutely. It was my time. What they've taught me is before we come here, we come with a predestined exit point. Why? I have no clue. But they don't let me in on that stuff. It can be when you're 1 day old, it can be when you're 100 years old. The timeline can waver depending on what's going on with the people around you. What are they going to learn from you leaving or staying or going through whatever experience they're going through? But it's like, and I keep saying this, yet I hate saying it, when your number's up, your number's up. It actually is kind of a true statement. So she says, don't think there's anything else that you could have done for me because it was my time. Yes, it stinks for everybody left, but she says she's happy. Because she's mainly happy because she knew it wasn't going to get better and she could not stand watching all of you suffer. And I love you all that much that I couldn't take it. Hang on, I'm asking her something. Okay, so she's showing me as she was laying there that there was I'm pretty sure your mom's still here. This lady looks older, but she's saying it's a motherly figure. So did you have a grandmother who maybe felt more like a mother or did things more like a mother than a grandmother does? If that makes sense. I always tell people the little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your real blood grandmother clear across the country that you talk to once a year at Christmas. So it's that feeling, but it's an older lady. She's showing her always bent over your sister, talking to her and comforting her. And your sister knew she was there before when your sister was still here, she knew she was there taking care of her. And she was so in love with that feeling, that pure sense of joy, of love. And it's different. It's so much more intense on the other side, the love feeling. And they've brought it to me a couple times, and it's so overwhelmingly beautiful that I just wanted to bawl. And that's the feeling she was getting from this lady. And I can't see her face. I can just tell that she's older because she's still bent down over your sister. And that's pretty much where she stayed. And she was on her left side, if that made any difference. Sometimes you might think back, and if you got to see her, and think, was she always looking to the left, or did she kind of have her head turned that way and maybe a smile on her face, or she knew she was there and she was very, very, very comforted by it. Almost 100% of the time, I see a large, beautiful angel standing behind the bed, more comfort. They're there to watch over, make sure everything goes okay. And also, she's showing me a man dressed very nicely, suit, older man. I almost want to say a great grandfather. He feels like back a little further than a grandfather could be a grandfather, but feels more like maybe another step back. Like I said, dressed in a suit, kind of a business type man. But He picks up one foot and he shows me he's wearing a cowboy boot. He's got a suit on, but he's wearing cowboy boots. Okay, so far Dennis is not stepping forward, but I hear him. He was telling her, "What the hell's your holdup? Come on, let's go. We got shit to do." And I hear him say, "Giddy up." He's not showing himself, but I know it's him. Giddy up. There's other people up here, you know. Let's go. But he stayed back. I don't know if she knew he was there, but she probably heard him talking like I am. Evidently, she's showing me that this is the way she heard him because this motherly grandmother figure was, she's kind of hovering and kind of in charge. In charge isn't the right word, but I love you very much. We had our squabbles when we were younger, but I always looked up to you because you were the strong one, which is why I sometimes butted heads with you because you were the strong one. And she goes like, and you wouldn't back down. She said it was hard to win because you would never back down. And she's smiling when she says it. She's not doing it in an angry way. She's doing it kind of in a laughing way. Don't be sad for me. Take care of the rest of them. That's my only worry. And when we get there, we don't really worry. We don't, we don't have all these feelings that we have down here. We don't have all this. I always tell people when we get there, they've shown me they peel us like an onion. They peel all this heavy crap from earth off of us. This heavy, the heavy negative feelings that weigh us down here, the anger and the resentment and the grudges and the things like that, until our soul is light and bright and our vibration goes up like it's supposed to. And the whole bottom line, no, she says top line, the whole top line is to get to nothing but pure love, which is what we're supposed to do here, but we're sucking at it right now, aren't we? And she said something about backstabbing. She's not talking about you backstabbing her or her backstabbing you. See if she'll elaborate. There's somebody, that is or is going to try to backstab you. That's what she's saying. Just being forewarned is being forewarned. I don't think that's the way the saying goes, but that's the way she's saying it. Just, she says, just keep your eyes on the alert. Don't be taken advantage of. I don't know if she's talking about family, friends, at work. She's not specifying where. I kind of feel like maybe it's at work. Don't take that 100% though. Know that she loves you very much. I'm trying to get a sign from her. unless she hasn't decided yet what her sign is going to be, other than the finger, because that'll be random, I would think. Let me ask her. I keep asking her, and she keeps talking about the jingle of spurs. I don't even know if she had anything to do with horses, but I would think that would be Dennis that would do that. I know he does that with his daughter. So how you, and I would think he would do that with you, so I don't know how you would differentiate. It has to be two different sounds of spurs. I'm assuming she must have wore totally different spurs than Dennis would have worn. And yet it sounds like something more like a man's spur. But it's not him, it's her saying that's going to be a sign. So I'm a little confused. What's new? Let's go have a beer. She's thanking you. She appreciates everything you've done for the family, everything you did for her. She says even the little things, because they're really what matter the most. Even the little things that you did for me the last few years. Don't cry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't want those kind of tears. Cry because you love me, but don't cry for me because she's not explaining that. I know what she means. Cry tears because you loved her, but don't cry because she's gone, because she's happy. She's perfectly fine with getting out of this body. And I always tell people, this body is our vehicle down here. It's our vehicle for our soul, our spirit, to run around this earth in and learn lessons. We're supposed to be here to go to school and learn lessons. The lessons that kick you in the ass the hardest are the ones you're going to learn from the most. Kind of stinks. I've talked to him about that too, and it doesn't do any good. Not going to listen to me. Nobody here listens to me. But she's happy to have shed this body because she was sick and tired of it. So she says, be happy that I'm free. Give everybody a hug for me because they're not feeling the hug that I'm giving them. Something about a special song. Something about a special song. She's talking about spurs again. So I'm guessing, well, maybe she's just referring to a country western song, but that could be anything. Oh, she's singing the spur song. Hang on. Okay, I got goosebumps. Both arms. Straight up. My legs, if they had any hair on them, straight up. My whole body is just vibrating. I just found the song that she's singing, Alexa. I got Spurs that Jingle, Jangle, Jingle by Tex Ritter. I know that's an oldie. That's before our time. That's what she's singing. So I don't know that you'll hear that song or just go listen to it. And there'll be something in that song for you. Something from her. She keeps talking about the Spurs jingling, but she's actually singing the song now. She is saying, I loved this life, this trip around the sun with you. I love doing it with you in this lifetime. Know that you are deeply loved by all of us here. She's talking about up there. You have many guardian angels. She says, if you want to call them that. Do not be afraid to call on them. Use them. That's what they're for. And I will say on that subject, our loved ones, I always tell people if Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in, don't ask Uncle Joe for financial advice because he didn't know how it worked here. But if you need help with something, ask. You have to ask, and then you have to allow for what comes forward. I mean, if that's what you choose to do, because they cannot override your free will choice. I make all the dumb mistakes in the world, and my guides, my loved ones are sitting up there going, Rhonda, that's not what we gave you. That's not what we told you to do. What would be best for you? And I go, yeah, I don't care. I have free will choice. I can say no. They can bring you the richest, most gorgeous man in the world, and you can say no. You can pick the guy that drives a trash truck, but we need those guys too. Now, I'm not putting them down. So, but know that you can ask, but you have to ask. Like I said, they'll just stand there and watch, go, oh shit, she's doing it again. That's what they do to me. She also mentioned something about you like stroking her hair. So I don't know if you're not gonna like the way she looks, or if she was cremated. I have no clue. She's not saying something about stroking her hair. She's wanting to give you a noogie, like on the side of your head, like noogie. So you should feel that, and hopefully it won't hurt as much as a real one. Sometimes they can be pretty strong. It might just feel like you might just feel like your hair ruffling there. You could just feel a warmth there, or you could feel like bugs running back and forth, or they make me itch. When they get close, they make my head itch. Their energy. So know when you feel that, again, validate her. Go, hey, if it hurts, tell her, hey, slack off a little bit. Sometimes they'll stick, like, feels like they're sticking me with a pin. I go, hey, that hurts a little bit. Can you back it off? Sometimes I think they don't realize their own strength. But she loves you very much. And she says, I appreciated you more than you know, more than I got to tell you. And with that, she's going to leave. Know that my heart hurts for you. You've been through a lot. But once again, I admire your strength. Don't ever let anybody break that down. And with that, she's leaving. Okay, much love to you, my dear. I hope there's something in there that she validated it was her. I don't hear anything else. See you later. I should buy you a beer sometime. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.